Hey everyone, this is Tia Sabache. So I wanted to do a quick video in regards to how to know that you're dealing with a fake practitioner. A lot of people are on TikTok, YouTube, and they have great videos. They have beautiful tarot cards and jewelry, and they're dressed up like a wizard, and they're very mystical. But you also have to know that it's not the appearance. There are red flags to know that you're dealing with a scam artist in regards to spiritual initiated practitioners. The first thing is they don't know how to use the proper use of their tools, meaning they don't know how to read tarot correctly, and you can cross-reference this information. So if they're like pulling a card that has absolutely nothing to do with the meaning of that card, that should be your first red flag. If they are initiated in Regla de Osha, Lukumi, they should know how to throw the crowy shells, because that is the tool that we use in order to read people, or deviation tool. Babalao would use the opele. That is what it's called. So opele, it's like shells on a kind of metal chain. So if you're going to a babalao and ifa, and he says he's a babalao, and he's reading tarot cards, that should be your first red flag that he is not a true babalao. The other thing that it would be a red flag for me, and it's something that a lot of my clients have told me that they've dealt with, is someone that's threatening or abusive, that tell you something like, I'll put a spell on you if you don't pay me, or they start becoming very forceful, that you buy something from them. Listen, this is a way of life. We always have people that come to us. We don't need to force anyone. We don't have to throw ourselves to anyone to buy anything from us. We know our craft. We know what we do. We've gone through years of practice and education to learn these things. So a real practitioner will never be abusive or threatening for financial gain, or for whatever reason. I had a client tell me once that he was being threatened by a practitioner because he wouldn't buy something. Obviously, sometimes these things are expensive, so I'm not going to force anyone for anything, whether you need it or you don't. So that should be your second red flag. The third thing is they don't practice what they preach. When you're initiated in Osha, Ifa, Lukumi, Voodoo, Hoodoo, things of this sort, there are rules in place for those who are initiated in regards to a certain way of being, a certain upholding that you have to your community and to your ile, your spiritual house. And if you're going, for example, out and you see people that claim to be initiated, they're drinking and partying, and they have their sacred tools such as their elekes, which are their necklaces on, that should be your first red flag. Because people who are initiated in this religion, we don't go to the club with our elekes on. I went out one night and I saw these guys, and they were like, oh yeah, we're initiated, we're in the religion, and they were wearing their elekes, which is very sacred. And they were drinking and dancing, and that was the first red flag for me. Because, when you're initiated, your elders give you very strict responsibilities within this practice to uphold. And one of them is being respectful with your initiated tools, whether it's your elekes or your cauldron or empalo, your inganga, things of that sort. The fourth red flag for me would be that they don't know their practice. So you need to cross-reference and look into what that person claims that they are initiated in, they practice, so that way you can cross-reference if what they're talking about is truly what they say they practice. For example, I went to, many years ago, to visit a espiritista, and this person was using chakras, which is fine. I like chakras. I like stones. I got a bunch of stones. I like working with the alignments of energy in your body, but it had nothing to do with what they said that they practice. So that was the first red flag. Another thing for me would be a practitioner that you do readings with, you do maybe a ritual with, a cleaning with, and they don't follow up with you. A good practitioner needs to document. I document everything I do for every client to see how things are progressing, the date that I actually prepared something for them or a ritual was performed for them. Because in my book of shadows, I'm going to document once something is actually clear, something has closed, something has manifested for them. I'm going to follow up with my clients. I want to make sure that they're doing okay. And a good practitioner always has a good relationship with their clients. A red flag for me is a practitioner that takes your money, disappears, and never calls you. I'm sorry, I'm paying you for something. At least have the decency to check on me and make sure I'm okay. So that's a big red flag for me. The other one would be that they want to dictate your life. I can't tell you how many clients have come to me that are actually initiated. They are part of the Lukumi Arregla de Osha or even Palo Mayombe religion. And they tell me that their padrino or madrina wants to dictate their life. A good espiritista, a good practitioner, a good initiated priest or priestess will never dictate your life. They'll just give you good advice so you know how to go about doing things correctly. They'll give you spiritual advice and kind of open your path and your mind to other ways of doing things. But they won't tell you, oh, if you don't do it this way, you're fucked. They can't dictate your life. So that's, to me, a red flag. If anybody wants to tell you how to live your life, then obviously it's not a humble practitioner. They're not open to diversity and that everybody's different. Another red flag would be avoiding questioning. So I've had clients tell me that they went to someone, and when they would ask them questions about the ritual or what ingredients did you use, or tell me about what deity or what spirit you used to perform this ritual, they wouldn't answer. They would tell them that everything was sacred. You couldn't disclose anything. Everything was a big secret. They couldn't even disclose what ingredients they used and the cleaning that they prepared for someone. To me, that's a red flag. If you can't answer anything about something that I'm buying or something that I'm needing from you, then I don't need to be doing anything with you. What if they're giving you something that's poisonous? And your ass is here taking a bath with it. So you need to be careful. You should be able to question the person that you're working with. Financial exploitation, forcement of payment, forcing payment. Saying to someone, I want a donation for you to have a blessing from me or a blessing from the deity or Orisha. Listen, the Orishas are going to bless you whether you give them an apple or a cup of water. Just like, any saint or any religion that you believe in. You don't need to pay anyone for blessings. Your blessings are within you and your relationship with God and your deities. A lot of practitioners out here are exploiting people. Oh, well, you better send me a payment if you want that bad juju or that hex to go away. I charge for my services because I'm not going to bother my deities or take my time and my energy away to bother my things, my spirit guides, for free. No, these things cost money, ingredients, all of those things cost money. And then obviously, our time, our education. So no, nothing is cheap. But when you're exploiting someone and forcing them to pay you, that to me is a red flag. They're judgmental is another red flag. They probably are not aligned with who you are as a person. They're going to be judgmental. Oh, well, I wouldn't be doing that if I were you, or that's stupid. Why would you do something like that? Listen, everybody has a different way of living. If your practitioner, the person you're going to for spiritual advice or cleanings or whatever, is being judgmental towards you and you're feeling some type of way, get the fuck out of there. Find someone else. I'm never going to judge anyone. I'm going to give you good advice. You can take it or leave it, but I'm no one to judge anyone. And the last one and the most important you guys need to listen to is fake promises. If it sounds too good to be true, it most likely is. If they tell you, yes, you do this ritual and tomorrow you're going to be a millionaire, it's fake. If they tell you, do this ritual and I promise you the love of your life will call you tomorrow, you will be married to them, it's fake. The deity, the spirit, works in its own timing and it will align the results that you need correctly. It's not up to us. We're not a magic wand, hocus pocus type of shit where, oh, I'm going to pay you and tomorrow I'll be a millionaire. If that was true, then everybody would be doing this. Thanks again for watching. Ache y bendiciones.